All right, to do a coil pot, the first thing you want to do is roll out a slab and take the scraper and scrape the texture out of the slab. This does two things. It gives you a nice clean slab, but it also aligns the clay molecules and gives you a stronger slab. So once you have your slab, you can do any kind of shape for the base of your coil pot. And I'm going to do just a free form, cutting it out with the X-Acto knife. And I have a board with a plastic bag on it. And I'll lay it on there because you don't want the board to be in contact with the clay, because the board is really, really dry. And like a sponge, it will suck out all the moisture from your clay and dry it out. And that's what you don't want. So this is where I'm starting. The next thing I want to do is create a coil. And what I want, it's like a snake. And I'm using this part of my hand. And I want to make sure that I'm moving the clay completely around in a circle. If I only go like this, then I'm going to end up with a flat coil. So I want to really make sure that I'm twisting it, turning it all the way around, and moving my hands so I have a nice even coil. And if you want nice coils, I would suggest to stand when you do this, because if you're sitting down, you have a different pressure than if you're standing up. And once you get a coil to about the size of your pinky, then you're ready to coil. Now, the first thing you want to do is slip and score wherever it's going to attach. So I'm going to go around the base. And I'm scoring it up, or scratching it up, so it has more surface area to grab a hold of the coil. And then you want some slip, which is watered down clay, which will act like glue. And then I can just push it down, push it together along my edge. To begin my coil pot. And I feel some air in there, so I'm just going to break it off there. Now, coils do not have to go just around and around. You can do many different types of coils. And that's just up to you to decide what you want your coil pot to look like. But you have to remember that you have to slip and score whenever you attach, when two pieces of clay touch one another. And so I can start over here, but then I can also backtrack and come back. Flip it around, can go down, twist and turn, and move around my coil. You can also make spirals. Slipping and scoring, and then roll it up. And then I'm going to attach it over here. And you begin to shape your coil pot. You can also use just clay balls. You don't want to get them too large. I would say no larger than 1/4. But slip and score and put them in places that you want to add a little something. Now, as you do this, you'll notice that you might be able to see your slipping, your slip and your scoring marks. And you want to make sure then you go back and you smooth that out. And also, at the very bottom, your bottom edge, you want to make sure that that's nice and smooth. So I'm going to lift the plastic up and just smooth it all around. And that gives you a nice curved edge. You don't want the table to get scratched once this gets fired. Also, coils don't have to be horizontal. You're the artist who's designing your coil pot, so make it your own. And I'm going to go here, then I'm going to come up. Come back down. Go back up. And if you are good at making your coils, you'll have a, usually kind of 10 inches tall is a nice amount for a coil pot, because after you do your 10 inches, you will become an expert coil pot maker.